Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Justin Young. He is Justin Byerly. We are not brothers, although we could be. Welcome to the Hoop Scene Podcast, the Fast Break brought to you by, brought to you by Waffle House or something. I don't know. We need to be sponsored by somebody, JB.
Yeah, Waffle House sounds good.
Waffle House, we have some out here in Arizona, but they don't taste quite the same that they do.
Nothing quite like a Southern Waffle House.
No, nothing better. And then especially after midnight, right? That's when it tastes the best. Or the worst. I'm not sure. We're going to talk about North Carolina basketball today, JB. We have to bring in the expert. You are the expert. You've been doing this a long time. I saw your tweet today. 15 years. 15 seasons.
Yeah, I remember when I first started Hoop Scene, one of the first things you said was, "This is my 20th year." And I was like, dang, dude, you're old, man.
Thank you for the reminder of that. I thought all the gray that I try to get rid of my hair and my beard is a reminder of how old I am. But yeah, it's funny. I was telling my wife the other day, like we were talking to somebody, they're like, "Hey, how old is your son?" And like, I don't operate in years. I only operate in seasons. Like, oh, he's 2 seasons. This is the second season. Instead of operating and communicating in years, it's always seasons. So, but it's been a good season there in North Carolina. Tons of talent in your great state, not just in the major cities, but really spread out from country towns to the big metropolises. And we're going to go through it today. In North Carolina, for people that don't know, it's broken into 2 divisions: the private school division, which is outstanding year in and year out, and the public school division. The tournaments run not concurrently; they kind of overlap a little bit. And right now, where are they at? They in the private school sector the most right now?
Yeah, right now we're right in the championships for private school are going to be tonight the Final Four for the 2A, and then tomorrow night the 1A finals, and then Saturday the 2A, 3A, and 4A finals, and then public will kick off
next week,
Monday. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, we're going to spend a lot of time talking about the private schools, and I'm going to make sure I can say this appropriately. NCISAA. I think I got it.
That's it. Dead on, man. You sound like you're from right here.
I don't know. That's a mouthful. That's a lot of letters. Can't we just call it like? Is there a nickname for it?
No, I heard you talking to Josh earlier today, and it's just so much easier to say GHSA.
Yeah, right? Is it? Yeah. Is it easier? You sure about that?
Yeah, I know.
Well, we'll call it. I don't know. We'll call it the private school sector in North Carolina. Like I said, a lot of the Final Four is happening now, and state champions will be crowned by the end of the weekend. And I don't think it's any surprise that some of these private school battles are always some of the very best. The state of North Carolina, we've talked about this before. In terms of your 15 seasons of being there, I would think that this year, from the seniors all the way to the freshmen, is this one of the deepest seasons of talent that you've seen in your career?
Yeah, this 24 class is as deep as some of those really special ones, like the 2016, 2018. It's up there.
Yeah, and I think that's what will make these games super competitive down the home stretch here, right? These matchups we have going in there. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk about 1A. United Faith takes on Victory Christian, two programs. If you followed North Carolina basketball, these are teams that you're not surprised to hear them playing at this level. Let's talk about this game. It's tomorrow night, 7:30 at Ravenscroft. What do you like about this game? What are the matchups? Who are the favorites? Give me kind of the JB breakdown of United Faith against Victory Christian.
Right. So we had an opportunity to have United Faith at the Asheville Classic back in early December. Yeah. Got a chance to see them. They played Combine Academy, who's one of the top 20 teams in the country. But great for United Faith to get that type of competition. They've played Victory twice this season already. They've split 1-1. Yep. 2 Charlotte programs, always for the last few years been Final Four or championship game caliber teams. United Faith won it all, or were runner-up last season. Victory Christian won it a few years ago. This is a very balanced game. Just speaking on the already played twice and they split, so I'm expecting a good one.
I mean, do you have can I put you on the record?
Yeah. I think Coach Holloway at United Faith does a great job. He's got one of the top 25 point guards in North Carolina. I feel like J.D. Bowden. He's got some seniors, DJ Boyce, another junior, Dylan DeLuca, and then one of our guys that we saw a lot, Isaiah Sutherland, actually committed to Winston-Salem State a few days ago.
Okay.
So I think United Faith might get this one done.
This will be a good one to watch for sure. There at Ravenscroft tomorrow night in North Carolina for the 1A NCIS AA. I want to put another S in there, but I held back. I refrained. Let's talk about the Final Four in 2A.
Yeah,
we've got Greenfield, which again, like they have a beach house there, right? Like they just live and die at the Final Four. And then this year they play Wayne Country Day in one of the matchups. Talk to me about that game real fast.
Yeah, I think this is Greenfield's 8th straight Final Four. Like that doesn't even sound. That just sounds crazy. They were runner-up last season. They've got a good mix of some seniors. 2 of them, Tyler Barnes and Nick Edwards, have already committed to Roanoke. The younger brother of Nick is Kobe Edwards, who's probably one of the top 2026 guys, definitely in the state, and probably when the 2026 national stuff come out, he will definitely be in there. They have another guard, Matt Kirby, who's committed to Mount Olive.
Nice.
Yeah, Wayne Country Days had a really good season, but I like Greenfield in this early Final Four matchup.
I don't know if people understand like how difficult that is to make it to the Final Four for 8 straight seasons, right? Like it's just insane.
They did it. They did it at the 1A level for like the first 5 years, and then came to 2A and still doing it.
It's like your entire career.
Right. I mean, it's crazy.
As long as you've been doing it. Not by years, but seasons. But on the flip side, we've got Davidson Day and Burlington Christian. Again, teams that we're familiar with, teams that that are going to compete, which to me sounds like the 2A championship is going to be an absolute war.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Davidson Day won it all in 2019, I think, or 2020, COVID. And then Burlington Christian just knocked off the Burlington School to get to the Final Four, and Burlington School had won 3 straight. So, both those teams are very solid. That's going to be a great game too. So I'm excited to see both those go down tonight, starting at 6:00, I believe.
Okay, yeah. So coming up really soon. So hopefully you go from this stream to over watching the game. Are a lot of these games on NFHS?
Yes, they'll be on there, and then a lot of the team sites on Twitter will have.
That's right. I remember watching a lot last year. I watched a ton of games last year online. I need to mix that in. NBA's back tonight, man. So I'm gonna have a full slate. I might have to go double screen tonight here at the home office to get it all in. What does a team have to do to claim this 2A? I mean, you got 4 really good contenders. There'll be a new state champion in 2A and the NCISAA. There we go. See, it's becoming easier the more we talk about it. What does a team have to do ultimately to push them over? Or does the team just have a dude? They're like, that's the guy. He's going to go out there and win it for us.
I feel like it's similar to the college game where a lot of these teams that have some seniors and some upperclassmen, some guys that have been there, and then throw in a sophomore or freshman that can play. Those are the guys that I'm going to, I feel like Greenfield School has that. Burlington Christian has that. So it's going to be a good one.
Yeah. If you're watching this, comment below who you think is going to win in these classifications here in the NCISAA in North Carolina Private School Division. In 3A, we've got Forsyth Country Day with a guy that we know really, really well. Actually, a good friend of mine, Doug Eastlick's coaching there. It's good to see him in the championship circle playing Gaston Christian. And it just seems like this one's got a lot of old heads in it and people that have been around the game that you'll kind of know some of these faces on the sidelines. Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, so Doug took over a few years ago, college coach. I think he was at a few mid-major schools throughout.
Yeah, Wilmington, Mercer, yeah.
Yeah. Really good X&O guy, great person. Does a really good job with the guys in Forsyth Country Day. And then Chris Duhan, the former Duke standout, is the head coach at Gaston Christian now, and he's already got them to the championship game. So this one is similar to 2A, Forsyth Country Day has 4 seniors, guys that are been there, gotten close to this particular, championship run, and guys that have been there and know what it takes to get there. Then Gaston Christian has got a really good senior and a really good sophomore. So it's going to be interesting.
I feel like, is that a game? There's a lot of size in that game too, right? That's going head to head.
Right. So McCoy Maber, 6'11" center, averaging about 17.5 points a game, 6'11" guy. So definitely going to be something we're going to pay attention to.
Yeah, Bobby Cannon over there, Forsyth Country Day as well. Another long. He was a guy at the Carolina Jam. I remember I didn't know anything about him, and I remember really, really liking him leaving that event. Is he going to New Orleans? Is that right?
New Orleans. Yeah, New Orleans.
That's a really nice pickup for them. A guy I think could really develop and bring some value to the table. Kind of like a Jackson Hayes type of player. Really long, athletic, high ceiling guy, can step out, shoot the three. So a lot of fun there. Man, I feel old, dude. Chris Duhon was when I first got started. I covered him in high school. Now here he is. Coaching for a state championship berth and playing Doug Eastlick there. Should be fun. And that game's tonight?
That game is tomorrow. Everything's tomorrow except for 1A.
Got it. Okay.
I'm sorry. Everything is Saturday except for 1A is tomorrow night.
Got it. Providence Day plays Christ School, 2 teams that you're super familiar with. Give me your breakdown of that game.
Yeah, so we had Christ School at the Asheville Classic. They hosted it. Great to see them. Josh Coley is in his 3rd season there, and he's been to what will be 2 championship games, and he won the title last year. Another roster that's heavy on the upperclassmen, and then throw in a Mikey Wilkins, who's probably a top 2 guy in 2025 for the state, nationally ranked guy. George Mason signee Bryson Coakley, USC Upstate signee Jamari Briggs, and then one of the top unsigned guys I feel like in the region is Keenan Wilkins, the point guard. So they're bringing all that.
Man. He's a killer.
He's a killer. Yeah.
He's a killer. He's going to be one of those players that, like, it's funny. I'm not saying that he is the same size, the same player, but like I always laugh this whole season. People are like, oh my God, Devin Carter, he's such, where'd he come from? And like, Devin Carter was that guy at Providence, talking about Providence, like a potential All-American guy. Really one of the most exciting guys to watch in the Big East, probably Big East Player of the Year. Maybe. I mean, I know Connecticut's got some guys, but Devin Carter has been that guy forever. And we saw that at the high school level. And I feel like Keenan Wilkins, in a very similar vein, is that same kind of guy where every single time you watch him play, he's ripping someone's heart out. And like the narrative doesn't change. So he's going to be one of those players I feel like it ends up wherever he goes. I think he's going to be that same type of dude that just rips your heart out. And that DNA, no matter how big you are, no matter where you come from, to me, like that's the stuff that translates. And I feel like Keenan Wilkins is that guy. So if you're a college coach, to JB's point, that's one of the best unsigned seniors that is playing here in the postseason in North Carolina. Give me a prediction on this one. You got one?
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting with Providence Day. They have a 6'7", 6'8" guy, Deuce Haynes. It's really interesting to see how Mikey Wilkins goes up against a guy that's similar athletically and skill-wise. And then Providence Day also has some size at 6'6" Trajan Thompson. So maybe a little bit of some things that Christ School have seen this season, but not seen on a regular basis, of going with some guys with some size. I got Christ School, man. They've just got it going on right now. They've played a really tough schedule. I think they'll get things done in Raleigh.
It's interesting hearing you talk about each of these games. There's a common theme here. Great seniors, guys that are signed already to colleges, like tons of guys, and really good like sophomores and freshmen, and obviously juniors as well. But like, there's a real interesting balance of established guys that college coaches say we got to have that player, and then you pair that with like the next wave. I feel like every single team is bringing that to the table. Where I don't know if anybody is going to catch anybody by surprise, because like these teams are pretty well known and these players are pretty well known. But that seems to be the working recipe for the private school division in North Carolina.
Right. So I mean, and it speaks a lot for the level, because a lot of these programs are taking transfers, and there's a lot a lot of guys we just named off that are going to college next year.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. Like, man, it's been so hard. You know, that's on the scouting side. Like, we're begging and begging and begging coaches to look at these players.
Yeah.
And to your point, the fact that these high school guys are getting a scholarship over a transfer guy really does speak to the instant impact talent that a lot of these guys bring to the table. So make sure you follow along. Make sure you follow Hoopsy NC, and make sure you follow Justin on Twitter at TJB Scouting. I got it right this time. I'm like hitting all the
You're on it.
Today. I am. I feel like
it's just 5 o'clock Eastern time. 3 o'clock your time. So
it is. So it must be my power hour, bro. I don't know what to tell you. But make sure you guys follow along, watch online. If you can get to the games, get to the games. Support these kids. It's the best time of year. Really see these champions going to get crowned out of the state of North Carolina. Let's move over to the NCHSAA. Man, dude, I'm telling you, I sound like a freaking genius today. A lot of action there. I watched a lot of this stuff last year. And again, the same thing, the depth of talent, quite impressive from top to bottom here. Is this going to be another one that these games should be all pretty tight and should have some real battles here?
I think everything is, except for 3A. I think 3A's Central Cabarrus has won like 70 straight games.
That's it?
That's it. They just got a phenomenal run for the last 2 years. I expect 3A to be pretty set in stone. 2A, I got a team that you watched a little bit last season. Reedsville, yeah. Kendra Harrison, Deontay Neal, the super sophomores over there. Harrison went viral last week he broke the backboard. I don't know if you saw that.
I think you watched my VHS tape that I had from my days, and he was like, "Oh, I can one up that guy."
That's probably what it was.
Probably what it was. I'm inspiring.
And then 4A, we have Myers Park, North Meck, Weddington, Lake Norman. I feel like are the 4 teams that. I think Myers Park's probably going to handle the 4A to be back to back again. And then 1A, Wilson Prep is playing really well. So that's my predictions for the 4 classes.
Is 4A is forgive my lack of I sound smart by naming all the things, but my geography isn't so strong. Is Weddington also in the Charlotte area?
Right, just outside. Yeah.
Okay, so you got 4 teams in the Charlotte area, all in the 4A. Right there. Okay, I like it. This is a really dumb, and I can't believe I'm gonna bring this up, but sometimes I just can't stop what happens from here to here. So my wife really likes the show Love is Blind on Netflix. Have you seen this? Have you ever watched the show?
Yeah.
It's in Charlotte this year, and I love me some Charlotte. So they're showing the city, really, really showing off the city, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm into it. I respected that Charlotte was getting some shine on this terrible dating show. What are the shows like that? Like our wives have to, and our significant others, our sisters, our girlfriends, or whomever it is, have to be subjected to us always watching sports all the time. Like, what are the shows that you get sucked into on Netflix? You're like, I can't believe I'm stuck doing this. But you got to pay the rent in terms of watching a show with your significant other so that you can go watch that Duke Carolina game without any interruption.
I try not to get sucked into anything.
No. We all do. I just admitted what I get sucked into. Don't let me stay on the island by myself.
Oh, yeah. All right, I got you. Danielle watches that show as well, so I have caught myself get into that one.
What a train wreck of a show. I got to admit, I kind of get sucked into it. Like, these people are psychos.
Yeah, totally.
Anyways, I'm glad I wasn't on the show. I'm glad I just get to talk basketball. I'm sure the people that are watching the live stream, our numbers are probably leaving. Like, I didn't come here for Love is Blind show. Nevertheless, we're going to have you covered on Twitter. We just want to do a quick little snapshot about what's going on in the state of North Carolina. We'll be back again, I'm sure, probably on Monday, talking about the state champions, talking about the guys that use what they do in the high school season to springboard their travel season coming up here shortly. Make sure you go to hoopsing.com/events and check out our 2024 schedule. We've got the plenty of events that you can pick all over the Southeast, really, coming up this season. So make sure you get your travel team locked in. JB, appreciate the insight, not on basketball, but also reality TV. Thanks for everything you do. And maybe next time we can talk a little bit more basketball and less reality TV. That's on me.
No doubt.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All right.